Go look and see what the title says.
What you put?
Sometimes you got to get off the fence.
For what we saying that for?
I'll tell you. I mean,
Where your microphone?
uh, probably in that drawer right there. It's okay. I don't need the microphone. I do the microphone for real talk. I
Oh,
mean, for
okay.
hey y'all, not real talk, not this real talk anyway. Um, hey y'all, you see this in the replay? Hey y'all. Topic of today's real talk is sometimes you gotta take a side. Sometimes you gotta sit on the fence. I mean, you gotta get off the fence.
I want to stay on the fence. No, I'm just playing.
Well, I mean, for the most part, that's correct. Most people want to stay on the fence. Most people want to not take a side, especially on social media, because things can be taken. Because you can say one thing, and people hear that one thing, take it, run with it, and it doesn't mean what you said it meant at the time. So most people want to stay. Hey, Leilani. Most people want to stay under the radar, off sides, all that good stuff. That's what they want to do. And for the most part, I try to do that. Hey, Brenda. Um, I think because I've gotten older and because I'm from a different generation, that because so much has changed in the world, I try to keep my older generation thoughts and hey TC, I try to keep that to myself. Hey y'all, because times have changed, things have changed, times have changed. But I have seen with the advent of social media, with the ability to broadcast your thoughts and opinions around the world at the push of a button, with always having to find the right word to say, the right statement, the right phrase, the right pronoun, the right title, the right everything, it becomes very hard to have an opinion about anything. So I'm just going to say this. I'm going to start with this. For the most part, I take people on a case to case basis, person to person basis, regardless of your ethnicity, race, gender, sexual orientation. What is it? Pick an adjective. I take people as they come to me, not what somebody else says, not what somebody else says about them, not anybody else's opinion but mine. And that being said, there are a few things that are universal and across the board for everyone. I'm going to start this. I'm going to say this particular subject that I'm about to broach could be triggering to some. Um, the the content I'm going to speak on is an adult content, but it has ramifications with our children. So I'm going to say this. It will be triggering. Going to speak on um, SA. People who know what that means know what that means. Try not to say anything too, because you know how these apps are. They want you to be provocative. They want you to make a stink. They want you to be controversial. They want you to be messy. But they don't want you to say messy things. They want you to tiptoe around stuff and hopscotch around stuff, but still be messy so that they can get people to watch them and they can get paid. So y'all know, your girl is TikTok addict. Not an addict. I'll go down TikTok rabbit holes every now and again, but for the most part, it satisfies that need for whatever, with all this social media stuff we do, without having to sit up there and go through 30-40 minute videos. And I really like to watch the kids dance. I really started watching TikTok the reason I went to TikTok, there was this little, you know how they get reels or they put stuff on your timeline on Facebook. So this little girl was dancing and I liked her dancing. So I followed her to TikTok. And then I found other dances. That's why I started watching TikTok. Because I love to see kids dance. That is just, it's just something about when somebody expresses themselves artistically that is so beautiful to me. I love to see people dancing and singing and even drawing. There's a certain beauty when people express themselves. So that's why I initially went to TikTok. I stayed on TikTok because I believe that activism, I believe that we need to talk about things going on in the Black community. I believe that we need to bring awareness to the fact that Black people, people of color, and indigenous people are treated differently in America. I believe that. And on TikTok, you have a lot of activists and advocates for against racism, against misogyny, against everything that is bad. So that's why I stayed on there. But in reality, I'm going to always look at it the way it is that this shit is not real, y'all. This is an app. TikTok is an app. YouTube is an app. These are all not real. However, people bring their real life garbage onto this fantasy application. And it bothers me because everybody wants to ride. The only people that don't ride the fence are the crazy people. The crazy people who actually think that you're paying them some attention. The people that actually think that something they say out of the thousands upon hundreds of thousands upon millions of comments that these people get every day, they're going to pick them out and they're going to be special. These people will dox someone. They will go to someone's home. They will cause actual physical harm. They will do all these things in the name of a person, a creator that has a lot of followers. Excuse me, for some reason the air get dry. And they will prostrate themselves at the altar of popularity. I guess maybe they feel like if they do this, they'll be special in some way. So over on TikTok, anybody who's been on TikTok, and not everybody will see it because I kind of go down Black TikTok and activist TikTok, and so I'll get a lot of different stuff on my FYP page. So recently on my FYP, a couple of days ago, there was one content creator against another content creator, man against a woman. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh. But here's my problem with that. I'm not going to say names because I'm getting off this fence. Been on this fence and I'm too old. I'm too old. The fence is too thin. My fat ass can't keep teetering on that fence. I got to go on the side that I know I'm supposed to be on. So I'm going to be on the side of sense. I'm going to be on the side of common sense. I'm going to be on the side of people who cannot speak out for themselves because they don't have the ability, for whatever reason, to open their mouths and lift their voices for themselves. So if one person will hear what I'm saying and understand, then me coming off the fence was worth it. So the initial post, what I saw, and there have been a bunch of them. I stopped watching after a while. The initial post was this woman was betrayed and essayed by this other creator. So I was like, well, damn. I was like, the other creator was like, he very popular. And here's the thing. Let me say this. I don't put anything past a man. Not trying to be funny. I made a man. Some of the best people in the world are men. I love them. My daddy was one. Don't know him, but I'm just saying they're necessary for certain things. That being said, That being said, I was like, oh, he like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the initial post I saw said that he was this, and the third. Everybody was jumping on the he is a predator bandwagon. Everybody was jumping on the he's a SA bandwagon. They were doing the little things. There's a I don't know what they call, maybe what they call it when there's somebody else is speaking and what is it, voiceover?
Yeah,
There's a little voiceover thing where uh if you call me a if you're gonna call me a sex offender, make sure you put registered in front of it. That was what I was getting about this about the dude. So I was like, oh shit, that's messed up. Call him out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So, but here's the thing. I'm old enough to do my due diligence. I'm old enough to take a moment, step back, breathe, take a pause. Like there's another creator on there. He teaches kindergarten. His little thing is pre-K pause. So I'm gonna take a pre-K pause, back up. How sexual assault. I don't think you can say it over there on TikTok. So that's the only reason I say it like that, because I don't want to trigger people. The reality is that actual survivors of that particular situation are triggered when people get on the internet and start talking about it. They're triggered. They are triggered about it. They go back, they back up, and they remember the time that it happened to them. And when, even if you just hear the words, before you get into what is going on. Right, yeah, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. You go in the world right now, when every time I turn on my every time I go on my Facebook or the YouTube or the TikTok or anything, there are podcasts um after posts, after things of men bashing women and saying women are not high valued, and what do women bring to the table. You have entire sects of men talking, SECT, not SEX, entire sects of men talking about how a woman's place is in the home, and if I'm with a woman, she owes me her body. You have all that. You have all that. So, oh, it means sexual assault. That's what SA means. I just used the first two letters. That's all. Right. So I took a minute and I stepped back, because here's my take on things. When you are a public figure, be it an influencer, a sports figure, a singer, a dancer, an actor, there is an amount of privacy that you willingly let go of. When you put yourself, even me in DC, even me in DC, let go of a certain amount of our privacy to be on YouTube. We know that. It comes with the territory. We keep what we can keep private into ourselves, but we know people are going to want to know if things go on. So when we put our lives on the internet, we don't just put a piece of it, we put all of it. We put, I'm not going out like I used to, but she is. So she takes you on her day. I get on here and do real talk and hey y'all and whatever else. We give you our lives raw and uncut. Damn, Karen. So when you become people that put your lives on display, you know that there's a certain amount of privacy that you have to give up. That's number one. Number two, here's my jam. Here's where it blew me a little bit in the beginning. Here's what made me take that pre-K pause. If we are not good enough for the romance, if we are not good enough for the relationship, if we are not good enough for the good parts, why do you bring the bad parts to us? If we're not good enough for the courtship and the hand holding and the fuzzy feelings that somebody give you, why do you then bring the breakup to makeup? Why do you then bring the bad stuff that they did to the internet? See, that's when I really had to step back a little bit more. Because I'm like, didn't nobody know they was even dating. Nobody knew they was talking, dating. Nobody knew anything other than she, like thousands of other women on the internet, was what's the word? Was lusting after this man. Thousands of other women were lusting after this man. And he is a beautiful man. He is a beautiful indigenous man. I gotta give it to him. That is not my cup of tea, but I appreciate beauty in all its forms. He is a beautiful man. And if I was young and that's how I went, then I would have been lusting as well. However, he is not my cup of tea. So I just appreciated his beauty. So I kept going. And the videos got more aggressive from her camp, from her side. And then, hey, Susie, I'm good. And then one other person came up saying the same thing that the first person was saying. I was like, oh shit, they about to come out the woodwork. They about to come out the woodwork on them, baby. It's about to go down. I was like, I'm waiting for the other women. I'm waiting. Because guess what? The internet, you can go to the Starbucks and get the internet. It's free in a lot of places. So I'm waiting for all these women to come around to throw their hat in the ring to say how awful this man was because he was doing these egregious acts. And then I started listening. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait. She got cheated on? What? Let me tell you something. And here go me jumping off the fence, butt first into the deep end. People ain't gonna like this shit I'm about to say. Listen to me, y'all. I know times have changed. And I know that people are becoming more aware of things and the nuances of things. But there's a certain amount of things that never change. People lie to get sex. People lie to get relationships. People lie. They lie. They don't tell you everything. They don't disclose they don't disclose their marital status. They don't let you know how many people they've had sex with in their lifetime. They don't let you know that you are one of many. And this has happened since time immemorial. Hey, Magdalene, since I am 50, I will be 55 on March 13th. And trust me when I tell you. Huh? I'm going to. Trust me when I tell you. Women have been cheated on, lied to. Hey, Rob. Everything. Over and over. That right now, there's some dude on the phone hanging up with his side chick to go in the house with his wife. Right now. Every time I tap my fingers, some dude just hung up with some girl he fucking to go inside his house with his wife and his kids. Right now, some girl is having unprotected sex with some boy, hoping she's about to get pregnant. So that he would have to be hers in some way. There's some girl right now reading between the lines after somebody done told him, I don't want a relationship. Let me tell you something. When I tell you I've experienced it in person, I have seen a man tell a woman out his mouth with the words, I do not want a relationship. And when he leaves the room, out of her mouth, she says, what do you think he means? I have heard that I've heard that out of somebody's mouth. I love TikTok. I ain't gonna stop looking at it. I'm just gonna start blocking shit, you know what I'm saying? Blocking stuff I don't want to see all the time. So right now, some man or some woman is lying to get some ass, to get some money, to get somewhere to sleep, to get somebody to help her take care of them kids, to get somebody to help him take care of them kids. Right now, right at this very moment, there is somebody right now, every time I speak, every time I tap my fingers, every time one of y'all write a note on this, every time y'all put a post, somebody, that's what I like, somebody is cheating and lying on somebody else. Now let me tell you what they're not doing. They're not sexually assaulting each other. And that's what happened. It was made to feel like, because he didn't disclose this. But now, like I said, we were only hearing one side in the beginning. He didn't disclose this, and the third. They had unprotected sex, and the next time she saw him that night or later on, he was on a date with somebody else. And let me tell y'all something. I have been a woman my entire life. I was a baby, then I was a little girl, then I was a girl, then I was a preteen, then I was a teenager, then I was in my 20s, and in my 30s and 40s, now in my 50s, and I was a lady, woman, girl. I've been a woman the entire time. So if nothing else, the two things that I believe that need our most protection and advocation are children. I think that's a woman. I think that's a word, advocation. If it's not, y'all tell me the word I'm looking for. Are women and children. Especially black women and women of color. So everybody's jumping on the he's a predator bandwagon. Making videos and talking about how he's this, and the third. Going so far as to talk about him messing with the kids. All because of what she said initially. Nobody did any digging. Nobody did a pre-K pause. Nobody backed up. It was jump on the woman bandwagon and the man, and the truth be damned. Here's my thing. For anyone who is a survivor of sexual assault, when you see somebody using these words to hurt somebody and not using them to help somebody, it pisses you off. It pisses me off. Don't make these situations what they are not, because right now it is so hard for women to report sexual assault in any manner. And even if they do, there is no justice. Even when there's actual sexual assault, rape, an assault of any kind, there is no justice. They let him off with a slap on the wrist. They let the man off talking about, well, he didn't this and this, and maybe she shouldn't have did that, and it's her word against his. It is so hard for women to say that they've been touched and abused. It is so hard. And when people, women especially, use that not to report an actual crime, but to be vindictive and revengeful. That's why they already don't believe us. They already side-eye us. They already pat him on the back and say it's going to be okay. Children can't go to their parents Even parents do that. So it's coming on Beyonce's internet, coming on Anita Baker and Jill Scott's internet, and making light of something that is devastating to millions of women all over this world. I really don't care what happened to her from now on. I blocked her ass. But you know, it's still popping up on other people's stuff. So let's fast forward. Now we get into the nitty gritty. We get into the guts of this thing. He did whatever. I want everybody who has not been lied to by somebody to put a 1 up in the thing. I want everybody who has not had somebody lie to get the draws to put a 1 up. I want somebody who has not been sad or hurt by somebody that didn't love them the way that they love them. I have. I can't put no 1s up. I wanted to believe because we want to stick together. That's the whole thing. That's the whole crux of the matter. That's what we're not doing. We're not sticking together. We're not. And I got something else to say that's going to piss some more people off. So that's in a second. So I'm just starting. You know, the pissing off is going to be like, it's a lot of pissing off. Not a lot of people, but just a couple. But you got to. Because some things have to be said. Because sometimes the fence gets too damn small to keep man hanging on to. Sometimes it's not even a wooden fence. It's one of them chain link fences. And you know you can't sit on them bitches for a second before you got to pick a side. So as things have come out, I'm not going into the meat of it because the reality is that he didn't love her and want her the way that she wanted him. He didn't respond to her the way that she wanted him to respond. And she took to the internet, and here's the pissing off, and used her white woman tears against this man of color who has already in this year, 2020, who has already in this year had to move because he's already been doxxed and people were already trying to unalive him, to kill him because of what he does for the indigenous community. Right, can't put not 1 up, ain't 1 in the thing. So he's already been doxxed and his life has been threatened already. Now she was, from what I understand, she was an advocate of anti-racism, anti-misogyny, pro-woman. That's who she was. That was her platform. But no sooner than her feelings were hurt, she gets on TikTok and says these inflammatory statements while crying and accusing him of all of these things that sound so egregious when it is basically just, he didn't like me as much as I liked him. Let me tell you something. If you get in your car, if you get up, pack a bag, get in your car, buy a ticket, get on the plane, get off the plane, get in his car, go to wherever y'all went, have unprotected sex, get back in your car, get back on the plane, go back to the thing. We talking about the stuff going on TikTok. What I'm talking about is this. Hey, y'all. Hey, Chili. What I'm talking about is this. Somebody cheating on you, it's not sexual assault. Somebody not wanting you the way you want them, it's not sexual assault. Somebody getting that ass that you gave them, you gave it to them. They didn't take it. They didn't come get it. You threw it at them and they caught it. It's not sexual assault. Somebody not telling you that they have a partner. That's what cheating is. That's what cheating is. It wouldn't be cheating. It wouldn't be cheating. It wouldn't be getting extra outside ass. It wouldn't be side chick. But what I'm understanding, as things are coming out, he had spoken about polyamory and not wanting a relationship. So there you go. TikTok stuff. Yeah. So, cheating, lying. Now, is he an asshole? Yep. Should you trust him with your heart? Nope. Should he get any extra ass over this? Nope. Does this have anything to do with his advocacy and what he was doing for the indigenous community? No. Did anything he do warrant a death sentence? No. Was it necessary to get on the internet and cry and talk about all these things he's done to you on the internet, but then as soon as it's not working out the way that you thought it was, all your anti-racism, anti-this, and anti-that go away? You start making little racist remarks. You start using your little white lady tears. Which is, if y'all know anything, we always talk about Emmett Till, but Emmett Till is just one case out of hundreds of thousands of black men that have died all across America because somebody said that he looked my way. He whistled at me. He didn't move when I walked on the sidewalk. I felt afraid. I was scared. Young men all over the country have not made it fucking home because some bitch was crying or lying. I ain't saying no names. I'm not giving them that. I'm using their situation as a teaching moment. I'm getting off the fence. That's what I'm doing. On this app, we try to stay on the fence. We try not to take sides. We try not to go this way or that way. But the reality is, there's always a way to go. I'm always going to be for black people. I am biracial. I am. I can't change that. I wasn't there when they made me. So I didn't have any say-so in the sperm donor. I had no say-so in who the daddy was. But this is who I am. I was raised a black woman. I will die a black woman. I will always be for black women. I will always be for black men because I made one. I will always be for children because I made one. But I'm not going to sit up here and allow people to keep getting on here with this bullshit. Now I understand that we can't say certain things because of political correctness, because we're going to offend somebody, because we're going to hurt people's feelings. I get that. I understand that. Yay, whoop-de-whoop. So I'm not going to call people out of their name. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. What I am going to say is, this participation trophy generation pisses me off. Pisses me the hell off. Nobody can stand up for themselves without hurting somebody else. If she was hurt, cool. But tell the truth. If he was a hoe, cool. Let the world know he a hoe. If he hurt your feelings, do like scorned women all over the world do. Bust out a window. Talk shit. Tell his girlfriend, I don't know what the hell he got. I don't know what any of them got, truthfully, because we ain't doing it. But from what I understand, he got a girlfriend or wife at home, somebody at home. Tell her. Don't come on the internet and sit up there and know that you have a following. Here's the thing. There are people, don't flat all of them. Because if you flatten all the tires, insurance pay for it. If you flatten only 3 tires, he got to pay for them. FYI, my bad. FYI. Don't get your ass on the internet because let me tell you something. This is what happened. She told her story. He got people trying to analyze. He got people. See, I watch a lot of TikTok. I don't watch as much YouTube. So you can't say so. You got people that are threatening this man with death. This man is getting death threats. This man is getting threats of people coming to his house. They put his new information to his new house that he just had to move to on the internet once again. People are talking about he should die, he should this, and then on top of that, talking about he messing with little girls and shit like that. These is grown ass women with enough money to get a plane ticket and flew themselves out. Did nobody flew them out? He didn't flew them out. They flew themselves out. Now, I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. I really, really don't. But here where the problem lies is that this sets precedents for the future. His whole thing is he's indigenous and he fights for the rights of indigenous people. Not just indigenous people, but that's his focus. That's who he is. I mean, that's just like, think about it. We're black. Black people fight for black people. Native Americans, indigenous people fight for indigenous people. White people fight for white people. That's just what it is. But that doesn't mean he doesn't, advocate for all. That's cool. Should he be your boyfriend? No. But then think about it. I want every woman. Well, I'm not leaving you out. I know women out there do the same thing. I'm not, no. But this just happens to be a man-woman thing. So don't feel left out. You can chime in because guess what? Want your opinion too. You're affected. Men, you're affected just as affected by when prominent men do dumb shit because people start looking at y'all sideways. So men are just as affected by this shit as women are. But I'm speaking to women right now. So I want y'all in the chat right now. There's always that one that everybody wants. You know not to mess with him, but you can't understand what other people do. You know that your football/basketball/ baseball player on the road, he's cheating. Even if you're not, you just keep it in your head. So if it never comes up, then you're like, ooh, I got a good one. If it do come up, you're prepared. You know that your rapper boyfriend is not in the studio all the time. You know that it is ass thrown at your basketball, football, rapper, actor, singer as soon as he walk out the door. If anybody and I don't know if somebody in the chat is dating somebody famous or popular. If you have, right. Thank you. And men should speak up. But if you've ever dated somebody famous or popular, you know that as soon as they close the door and leave you on the other side of the door, there's ass being thrown at them. There are coochie pictures and titty pics in their DMs. There are women just flashing boobs and telephone numbers when they walk out the door. They are set up for the okie doke. Should you date this man? Probably not. Probably not. But should you come on here and because you've spoken about it. You stupid dark voice. You want to be famous? You can be famous, baby. They'll throw it at you. It's okay. You can be kind of famous in a small town and they'll throw it at you. So depending upon where you live at, dark, if you just get a little famous, make one little demo, somebody gonna throw it at you. Okay? I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. We gonna sit up here and keep saying the world is changing. It ain't changing. It's just we calling it different shit now. It is the same. A hoe is a hoe is a hoe is a hoe is a hoe. A hoe in the 70s is a hoe in 2022. It is what it is. My problem is that is a personal matter. That is a 1-2 matter. That is a 1, 2, maybe 3, depending upon how many people you fuck. That is not our matter. You brought this stuff on the internet because you knew that you could get people to back you up and you could get your revenge on this dude that didn't want you the way you wanted him. And that is the end. That is the boil down to, that is the sauce at the bottom of the pan. That is the sauce that ties the whole meal together. You came on the internet because you knew you had enough followers and enough popularity and enough weight behind your name that you could weaponize yourself against this man because you wanted revenge, because he didn't want you the way you wanted him. And I bet you money, not a lot of money because I'm cheap, but I bet you money he told her more than one time that he didn't want a relationship. Now, he may not have came out and said, I don't want to be with you forever, I just want that ass, which I wish more people would do, because I bet you would get more. I bet men, if you would just be straight up with women and treat women like equals and treat women like somebody who understands the words that are coming out of your mouth and just be straight up with them, I bet you'll get way more ass, and the ass that you actually want, than all these lies you telling these girls that are just following you around, hoping that one day you'll be sorry enough to love them. Because that's what it is. One day, you will lower your own preconceived standards down enough that you'll want them. So they'll follow you around. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The reality is that everybody does not have high self-esteem. Everybody does not value themselves the way I wish they did. Everybody does not do that. There have been times where I didn't. And if anybody in the chat can tell me that from the beginning of the time they started dating till now, that they've always highly valued themselves when they're dating, then I really applaud you. Because there are times when we just want what we can't have. And it is devastating. Yes, Shelly, she couldn't accept being turned down. She couldn't accept being a number. She couldn't accept being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why I don't accept being a number at all. I'm not a number. I am not DC's number 1. I am not her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am her only. I am it. I am the. There are no numbers. There are no numbers. Because numbers mean that there's space for others. There's space for 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no space in my relationship for 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm the only. The. If you are not the only, if he is not specific, he or she, because guess what? This could have been 2 women. This could have been 2 men. Just happens that they put this shit on the internet, so I'm using their garbage as a teaching tool. I'm using their garbage to get off the fence. But it could have been 2 women. It could have been 2 men. You can say acting like they ain't never had a misstep. I know you fucking lying, right? Ain't no numbers, baby. Let me tell you something. We have all, and what's it called? We have all tried to box above our weight class. We have all fell for somebody we thought was just a little bit more than, we all wanted that one to make us go, ooh, ooh. Now, do we actively want it? Maybe, maybe not. Haley Diamond? Maybe, maybe not. But we have all shot above our weight class. Now, some people can do that. Take that shot, shoot that shot, and go on about their business. Try to be like, I ain't down for that. You be like, all right, cool. Some people can't take that shot. And from what I understand, like I said, I don't know anything for 100% certainty. Everything I'm speaking on, and I want to continually say this, everything that I am speaking on is coming from what they're putting out. Not from what I actually know, because I wasn't in nobody's house. I wouldn't have flown nobody's wall. I ain't nobody home girl. Ain't nobody call me, text me, let me know. This is the information that it is coming out on the internet that you put it on. Yeah, I saw that, TC. Yeah. I'll get to that. I'm going to say something about that because that ties into this. And I'm not speaking on anybody being physically unattractive. I'm going to go back to what TC just said. I'm not speaking on anyone being physically unattractive. I'm not going on, he too fine for you because you too fat, too skinny, too tall, too short, too light, too dark. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is yeah. What I'm talking about. We all know that's on the internet is true. Here's what I'm saying. We have to be more careful. If she was having unprotected sex, even with somebody that she'd been talking to on the internet for months, and you had sex for the first time, and you didn't wear a condom, or you didn't make him wear a condom, you have to take some, you got to take some accountability. You got to take some of that, hey Asia, you got to take some of that burden and put it on your back. Because let me tell you something, ladies, and men, if you get in a sexual situation with somebody, and they don't want to use protection, and you're not 100% sure about this person, and you don't sleep with this person on a regular basis, you don't even live in the same city or state with this person, and the only thing you know about this person is what you see on TV, what you see on your phone, and what you hear on the phone, please wrap up your dick. Please put a condom on. Ladies, if he doesn't want to wear a condom, please get in your car and go home. Gentlemen, if she wants to take the condom off, or she want to keep touching and playing with the condom, please, please go find somebody else to have sex with that night who will let you put a condom on. Because let me tell you something. If you raw dog it with somebody, it is not on them. They don't have to tell you who they had sex with. They don't have to tell you how many people they had sex with. They don't even have to tell you if they had sex before they got there. They ain't none of your business. It's not your business, because that's not your man. That's not your woman. No woman has got to tell a man her body count. No woman has got to tell a man when the last time she had sex. No woman has got to tell a man anything. Either you want to do it or you don't. If you believe what I told you, that's on you. But you still need to protect yourself. You still need to have some kind of, you got to have something about you that says, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't think that this is how I want this to go down. Ladies, you do not have to have sex. You could be booty ass naked and ready to go. But if the situation changes, if the rapping ain't being rapped, if you got a gut feeling and you're feeling some kind of way, nice and politely back your ass out the room, put your drawers on, and go get in your car. Men, I understand that as a man, I don't know if it's different for men. I don't know physically if y'all can't back that ass up and go home. I don't know. But men, if you get in a situation, because let me tell you something, y'all keep on sitting up there thinking because of Maury and Lauren Lake and these You Are the Daddy, You Not the Daddy shows, this shit won't take a toll on your psyche, won't take a toll on your karma, won't take a toll on your soul. You out there having all these babies with all these women and they don't even know your damn name. Keep on sitting up there thinking that your ass are not going to pay for what you did when you was a kid. If you in a situation and you feel like this woman is not quite 100, if she cool, she fine, she beautiful, the coochie pretty, she smell good, all that. But if you feel like this is not who I want to spend the rest of my life with, but I feel like it's some shady shit going on, please pack up your penis, put it in the car, and go give it to somebody else that you sure of. You have to take responsibility for your actions when it comes to sexuality and relationships. You have to do that. You cannot throw somebody under the bus because they didn't love you the way you love them. That's just not how it works. Do you know how many dead people that would be? Do you know how many murders and assaults? Do you know how many bullets would have been shot? If every time somebody hurt your damn feelings, if every time somebody got cheated on, if every time somebody lied to get them draws, do you have any idea how many dead people there would be? It is your responsibility to say no. It is your responsibility to back up. It is your responsibility to pump the brakes. I am not talking, and here's where I get pissed off. And here's where I get pissed off. When you are having consensual sex with somebody, but you don't like the outcome, so you turn it around to sexual assault when that is completely and 100% non-consensual sex, non-consensual touching. When you didn't have any say-so in the matter, and you have women and men right now sitting up there in your corner, rah, 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 sis, boom, bah, because you're saying that this is what happened to you, when in reality, what happened to you was he's a hoe, and you done. So now, every person that has had to endure the touching, the leering, the aggressive attacks, the subtle attacks, and the not being punished for their actions. Every person who has had to endure that, every survivor has had to sit up there, every person who has been lied on, every man who has been accused of something, and then you find out 10, 20 years later that he didn't do it. Well, guess what? That's 10, 20 years out of his life. And how about all the men who have died because you cried, because your feelings was hurt? You gonna dig them up and apologize to their corpse? You gonna give their family some money? You cannot destroy somebody's life because of your romantic heartbreak. And if it is destroying yours, baby, please go get help. If you are in a situation where you can't control your emotions, where dating is not your thing, get help and figure out why. Get help and figure out why. Not every woman has a choice. You're correct. Hold on. You're correct, Dark Voices. You're correct. I've heard men poking holes in condoms. I've heard men throwing away women's birth control or changing it with something else. I've heard of all that. I've heard of all that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about those situations. In those situations, when somebody changes the game without your knowledge, you put on a condom. I'm talking to the men. You put on a condom. She gave you a condom out of her bag. You didn't have one. You're like, I don't want no kids. I want to wear this condom. We're going to do this thing, but I want to be safe. You put the condom on, you have sex, yeah, it's good. And then 9 months later, you get a letter in the mail. Because that condom you had a nice little hole in it. And not one that was put in there because y'all popped it, but because it was in there when you got it. I have problems with that. I have problems when you flip it and man, you take a condom and put a hole in it because you want to lock this woman down. Now that, to me, is criminal. Because you lied. Not just you lied. You actively did something to cause harm to somebody else. Because guess what? Not everybody wants to have a baby. Not everybody wants to be a mama and a daddy. Not everybody has the depth in them to do these things. And you forcing that on somebody. Now that I have a problem with. Now that's more SA than your feelings being hurt. That's more sexual assault. It's not a joke and it's not funny. Because at the end of the day, the child is the one that has an issue. Now, yes, dark voices, you're correct. But that's few and far between. Those instances don't happen that often. But the instances of having sex with somebody hoping you get pregnant by them happens every day. I bet somebody's doing it right now. The instances of having sex hoping to impregnate her happens every day. Somebody doing it right now. Some man isn't wearing a condom because some woman said, well, I'm on birth control. I can't have kids. Some woman is telling her man, it's okay, you don't have to wear it. I know you don't like the way it feels. I know you just want to feel me. They are TC. They don't, dark voices. The reality is that when sex and heart and relationship comes into play, that's a crazy game. But please don't put sexual assault, rape, and the harm that does to people, the lifelong harm that does to people. Please stop using that as a weapon to hurt somebody who hurt your feelings. Because to the people that have survived that, to the people who have to look back at themselves and wonder, was it something they did to cause that? To the people who have to wonder, why me? To the people who have to wonder, why didn't they do anything to help me? And you over here playing? I can't. I don't know. That kind of thing. Also, it's just like giving somebody, using the diesel weapon. Yes, that is criminal. Actually, it is criminal. There's a law or statute or something. I think every state has one of those to where if you knowingly have HIV or AIDS and you willingly pass it, don't disclose your status and willingly pass it around. I think that's like I think it's like an assault 3 or something. I forget what the thing is, but yeah, it is a criminal offense. There was a guy in New York doing it. It was a guy in New York. He was having sex, but he was actually assaulting. He was sexually assaulting young girls as young as 13. I think there was a 13-year-old they found out later on, and a 14-year-old that contracted HIV and AIDS because they didn't know what they got. They didn't know what was going on. So that has happened, and he went to jail for that. He might still be in there. I don't know. But my thing is that whole situation, and I'm off them in particular and on to just generalizations. That whole situation brought this up because I've been hurt. I have been devastated. I have cried. I have sat alone in the dark. I have not eaten. I have didn't interact with family because my heart was hurt. I have wanted to take motherfuckers out their life because my heart was hurt. But I sat down. I dealt with the situation and I went on. Because at the end of the day, I was not going to allow that person to keep me from my love. Because see, had I did all that, had I closed my heart off, had I said fuck it and just went out and did my whole thing forever and not been open to somebody loving me, I would have never got DC. So I was not going to allow them to take everything. You already took my heart and stomped all over that. You're not going to take my future. I'm going to allow that. Yeah. I'm going to allow that. All I'm saying is, ladies, and I'm talking to my ladies, we get so caught up in our emotions. We get so caught up in our feelings. We try to see the best in people. We try to love people through to the other side. We try to believe people. Hey, Jenny. We try to believe people. We try to believe men or women, depending upon your sexuality. We try to believe that person that we're in love with. But the reality is, there are going to be people who take advantage of your emotions. And it sucks, but it's life. It is going to be somebody that doesn't love you as much as you love them. It's going to be somebody that just wants to have sex with you and not a relationship. There's going to be somebody that will use you because you're nice and sweet. There's going to be somebody who'll use you because you'll give them money and buy them things. There's going to be somebody who can use you because you'll have sex with them whenever they ask. They know that if they're on a dry spell and they can't get what they want, they can get you. And I'm talking about men and women this time, so not ladies, young men, perk up. Because it happens to y'all too. And when men do their man shit, the men that don't do it, y'all need to check them. Because guess what? When you got a homeboy that's a straight up dog, that's a straight up just straight up, just you know that you got to get flea spray for this dude. If you don't check him, girls are going to think that you're just like him because you hang out with him. And you may get some straight girls that you don't want. But the girls that you want are going to walk on by. Y'all got to start taking responsibility just like we have to take responsibility. When a woman does something, they look at all women. This shit going on TikTok, they're going to look at all women. Even though black women, we stay out of for other folks' business. They're going to look at all women. They're going to think all women do this. And that's how they're going to look at us. And that's how they're going to act. We have to take responsibility for all. So y'all need to start taking responsibility for all. You can't keep letting these dudes run raggedy through these girls and not say, hey, dog, that ain't cool. Because we check our girls. We tell our home girl, man, you better stop. That's not cool. That's not a good look. Now, if they choose to keep doing it, you have to make a decision whether you want to stick around and stay with that person who's doing that stuff. But somebody said it earlier. You grow up. The stuff I did in my 20s, I wouldn't begin to do now. Hell, it would probably kill me. I grew up. I stopped looking for love and waiting for the love that was supposed to be for me to find me. I stopped basing my value and my worth on what somebody else thought about me. I stopped looking at myself as not good enough and started looking at myself as more than enough. But it takes time. And if you can't do it on your own, if it's too much for you, been hanging out with the homeless today. Oh, okay. If you can't do it on your own, people, if relationships and love and all that stuff is too much for you, if your heart breaks like that, please go get help. Go talk to somebody, a therapist, a friend, a relative, somebody. Somebody. Because one day, you're going to catch the wrong one. One day, you're going to get hurt. And you can't come back from some things. There's so much stuff that we think that we can constantly do and always do and always, and nothing's ever going to touch us. Nothing's ever going to affect us. We can keep doing this bullshit over and over and over and over and over again. And it is never going. We are ducks and everything else is water. But that's not true. That's not true. Ladies, these things will come back to haunt you. Also, no disrespect. If you keep having a man run in, love you, get pregnant, and you don't know what your newborn may have, you know his family history, I'm sorry, it's important. Right. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Ladies, your value is not determined by anybody else but you. And I know it's hard to believe that because every time you open a magazine or turn your phone on, women are changing the way they look to look better because they don't like the way they look. And then you look at yourself and wonder, should I do that? You look at yourself, am I too fat? Am I too skinny? Are my boobs too small? Is my ass too wide? Is my hair too short? Is this your value is not dependent upon others. Love is crazy. You cannot predict how it's going to feel, how you're going to feel. You cannot predict the outcome. But that being said, you can't heal if you don't move on. You can't move on to the love that's for you if you keep trying to get the one that you want, because the one you want may not be for you. You can't hurt somebody's life because your heart is broken, or because you feel like your heart is broken, or because your feelings are hurt. We have to take responsibility for the parts we play in our life. We have to. And if our life intersects with somebody else's, we have to take responsibility for our part in their lives as well, and vice versa. If somebody tells you that I don't want a relationship, please don't add in your mind right now. If somebody tells you, I'm not looking for a relationship, I just got out of one, or I don't really want a relationship right now, I'm doing other things, please don't add shit in your mind that doesn't go with what they just said. I've done that too. I have like, if I just do enough, if I just say here, yes, I can change them. If I just be great enough in front of them, then they'll change that sentiment for me. A person tells you what they want you to know. When you start adding stuff that they didn't say, you can't be mad at them later on. She told me she didn't want a relationship, but we was always together. Well, that means she told you she didn't want a relationship. So that's not what y'all was in. The fact that y'all was hanging out, you was still hanging out with her after she told you she didn't want a relationship. That's on you. Excuse me. I'm not really looking for anything serious. I'm not looking for a relationship. It's cool, we can hang out, but I'm not looking for a girlfriend. Don't add except for me in your head. Now y'all can tell me I'm lying, but I'm sure everybody who is in this chat and everybody who sees this in the replay knows at least one person who adds stuff to what people say. I have heard it. I have seen. I was dealing with somebody. I wasn't dealing with them like that. I was talking to somebody one day and they were talking to me about their girlfriend. It was two girls talking to me about their girlfriend, and they showed me what she wrote. And I was like, what you want to know? Well, what does this mean? Means she don't want no kids. Well, what does that mean for us? I don't know what it means for y'all, but for her, it means she ain't want no kids. But what am I supposed to do with this information? She don't want no children. Do you want children? Yes. Well, why are you with her? Because I love her. Okay. Y'all get what I'm saying? I'm sure all of us have done it at some point. Because we cared about somebody so much, because we loved them so much, because we wanted to be with them so bad, that we added stuff that they didn't say. And we got all bent out of shape when they did what they said, not what we wanted. If I'm texting you and I'm telling you, I have a girlfriend. Now, we can do what you want, but I got a girlfriend. Don't add, oh, but you want me instead. No, I might want some. I want some. I don't want you. I told you I got a girlfriend. Why would I tell you I got a whole woman at home if you think I want you to be my woman? That don't make no sense. I would just get rid of the woman I got at home. Or if I tell you, that's not a good one because that's cheating. That's a whole thing. Let's get off the whole thing. If I'm single and I tell you, oh, I don't want no kids. I in my 20s, I ain't want no kids. I ain't want kids. I ain't want to date nobody that had no kids. I don't want to babysit. I ain't want kids. So if you met me in my 20s and you'd ask me questions like, do you like kids? They cool and all when they're at somebody else's house. Please don't add. Except for with me. No, don't bring your ass over here pregnant. Because I'm going to do everything in my power to make you not be that way. We're wearing condoms. No, I'm going to, yeah. I'm talking like I'm a dude, like I'm knocking somebody up. I am going to do everything in my power not to have no babies. We wearing condoms. We going to the doctors. And then we going to the doctors. I'm not having no kids. I'm not having no kids. I don't want no kids. I don't believe me, that's fine. Tell your daughter, don't believe me, that's fine. Don't bring your ass over here talking about, I want you to be my baby mama. Well, then you're at the wrong house. This is not where you're supposed to be, sir. Hear what people tell you, y'all. Hear what people tell you. Stop adding stuff to what they say because you hurting your own feelings. If somebody tells you they thinking about polyamorous relationships and they don't want to be with one person at one time and you sit up there thinking in your mind, but you said you love me. I do love you, but that don't mean I want only you. Now the lifestyle, more than one partner is not for me. For anybody come on here saying I'm talking bad, it's not for me. But if you can make it work, make it work. Shit, maybe if we get a sister wife that don't want to have no sex with nobody, we can get somebody else to do something. But that just sounds like a friend to me. I don't understand. That sounds like having a friend, and I got I got a couple of them. So you know what I'm saying? If you tell me I'm into the poly thing, I'd be like, deuces, thank you, appreciate you letting me know. That ain't for me. You don't want to try it? No. But I thought you loved me. I do. Love you. But I don't want you and her and him and her. I don't want all that. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm good. I'm good. Appreciate you. Yeah, Shelly, you just heard yourself. When you don't listen to what people are telling you, when you do not take people's word at face value, when you put your feelings above their feelings, because reality, that's what you're doing. Because guess what, people? Guess what, people? Guess what, my loves? Just because you got feelings for somebody don't mean they have the same feelings. And they are not responsible for your feelings for them. Nobody is responsible for your feelings but you. It is not the other person's responsibility to make you feel secure about anything. You love somebody, you're in love with somebody, and they just kind of love you. Them is two different loves, babies. Two different situations. And it is not on that other person to change how they feel about you because they feel the way they feel, just like you feel the way you feel. I don't know of one person who has actively made themselves be in love with somebody. That's just a feeling. It just happens. You meet this person and the sparklers shoot off and the fireworks pop out and music start playing and flowers start falling from the sky. But that don't mean that will happen for them. And you can't be mad because they don't feel that. Go find somebody that feels the same music and flowers. Go find somebody that has the same feelings. I never thought in my whole, as much as I wanted it, as much as I was looking for it, I never thought that I would have somebody love me like my wife loves me. I never thought. I never thought that I would have somebody who loves me the way I love them. I never thought it. I hoped it. I wished it would happen at some point. I hoped that all my time in the trenches would pay off. But I never thought that I would have somebody who wanted to be with me. And not just the pretty me. And not just the funny, silly me. But all of me, all the time. And in walks the love of my life. And I don't have to fix my feelings because we feel the same thing for each other. Now, on the flip side, I have been in love with somebody who was not in love with me. I have prayed to the romance gods. I have I have wished and hoped on a prayer. I have all those things. I have been heartbroken. I have wanted to. I have wanted to run a motherfucker over with a car, and then run over him again, and then back up and run over him again. But I did my sadness. I did my time in the sad chair, and then I went on about my life. I didn't get stuck in the sad chair. And after I had Nick, I couldn't be devastated anymore. He don't understand that. Your kids don't understand devastation. After I had him, I knew I couldn't let somebody devastate me to the point of not wanting to function. So I just was like, all right, let go. And I did me. I ain't bring no whole lot of uncles and auntie around Nick. And at the end of the day, I found the best partner I could ever have. Hold on. I hate when people speak in generalities. Yes, what are you doing? Ask them what time are they going to be at. Oh, yeah. And they said, if you don't have dark voices, if you don't have direct plans for somebody, or they don't have direct plans, sometimes people just don't know what to say. I don't know. They just don't say, I ain't doing nothing, or I don't want to go out. I don't know. I don't know. That's just, I don't know why people do that. I don't know why people saying, oh, shit, at 8:30, I'm watching TV. You know, I mean, because you might not be doing nothing. Or if y'all have made plans to be somewhere, and people start flaking, invite them no more. There's a way to get rid of people who ain't never on time or who ain't never got a straight answer. Don't deal with their ass no more. You got one time. You got one time. Un time. For me to set up something and your ass dip in when you feel like it, or you act like you want to act, that is your only time. All of a sudden, I ain't available. I don't want to go. I ain't going to. Can you? Nope. Are you? Nope. Will you? Nope. I don't know, baby. I don't know why people do that. But what was I going to say? But yeah, back to the feelings. This just brought up this particular situation on TikTok, this massive drama, and I hate drama because it's not necessary. Because I like a little tea every now and again. Ain't nothing wrong with a little juicy tea. Ain't nothing wrong. But just drama to this extent, to this real extent, it's uncalled for. It's unconscionable, and it is dangerous. It is. I know not to call my mom here. It is dangerous, y'all. Playing games with people's hearts and people's feelings, you take your own feelings and your own heart into your hands. This shit is dangerous, and you need to stop doing it. But that being said, it's been going on since I was a kid, and I'm sure to be going on when I'm in the ground. People gonna lie, people gonna maneuver, people gonna do whatever they can to get their ass. Just is what it is. And I'm sorry. But it's not my business. It is not my business. I did not want to know all that personal shit. And I did not want to see somebody have to pay with their life when they could just pay with they not getting no extra booty. Somebody being a hoish person does not make them a bad person. It makes them a bad spouse. It makes them a bad boyfriend or girlfriend. But it don't make them a bad person. Do I want to go on a date with this dude? No. No. Do I want the work that he started to continue? Yes. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have got to do better, people. We have got to do better. I am not going to sit up there and allow people to sit up there and use their platform and use their tears to get someone hurt for real. Because these ain't no games, people. This is life or death. It's life or death. And there's no coming back from that. When all is said and done, you can't come back from that. We find out later on that he didn't do half the stuff she said he did. But some one of her fans or followers takes it upon themselves to do something to this man. You gonna say I'm sorry? That's what you're gonna do? The best you got? When you could have just did this the way people do it all over the world. Right now, somebody is being heartbroken and doing some dumb shit. And guess what? That person is acting out at home. That person is sitting in front of the TV, watching bad romantic movies, listening to some sad ass songs, eating some ice cream, and moving on to the next day. Or they busting windows out of cars. Or they walking up on somebody's house. But they are not coming on social media um in the comment section. I see what y'all are talking about, and that's not what I'm talking about. So how about we get on what I'm talking about, and y'all ain't got to worry about what's going on in the comments. What am I saying? Right. Other than the soap operas, I get that. I used to watch them. I don't watch them no more because it's a whole bunch of people should be dead on soap operas, but they still alive. So I don't know. But yeah, there is so much going on to shoot. Damn. I wasn't supposed to be able to read the comments. That's why I took my glasses off, but I can still see what's going on. Everybody doesn't have to believe the same thing to get along, y'all. And everything does not have to be taken so personally. I think that's one of the problems on TikTok. Is everything is not as deep and as serious as we want it to be, and that's okay. We people of different belief systems, ethnicities, races, all that can be together in one space and talk and joke because everything is not that serious. Um, because if you make everything that serious, then when serious things happen, nobody pay attention. Do y'all get what I'm saying? That's why I came on today. Because when real serious things happen, if you make everything heart attack serious, then when a heart attack happens, nobody understands the severity of it. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Everything's everything does not have the same level of concern. Everything doesn't have the same level of punishment. Y'all get what I'm saying? Everything does not warrant the same level of conversation. But if you make everything the same, then when bad things happen, when serious, severe things happen, people will lump them in with the not severe and not serious things, and they won't get the attention they deserve. If you lump in heartbreak with women who survive rapes and molestations and incest, then when those things happen, people will pay the same attention to that as they pay to a heartbreak. None. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Don't use trauma that is still real and deep in millions of people to exact your revenge on people. It won't end the way you think. It won't be good for you. Everything is not that serious, y'all. Have anyone? Well, I have not had my windows busted out, but um, this girl I know, and I have never physically busted out a window. I see. Here's the thing. Here's my caveat with that. I don't mess up because I can't pay for it, and even if I can pay for it, I don't want to pay for it. So I'm not gonna bust no windows out and flat no tires because I don't want to replace that stuff. Because I don't want you to have nothing new. I'm not gonna key no car. I'm not gonna do anything there because I don't want you to mess with my stuff. See, there's what it is. I don't want you to come messing with my stuff because if I'm out there busting windows and keying cars, you coming over here busting my wife windows and keying our cars. That's a whole nother. Them is bullets flying at your forehead. So no, I wouldn't do none of that. However, so somebody I know long time ago, many moons ago, 30 years ago almost, was dating this person, was dating this guy. Now, this guy worked 7 days a week, and the only time he could come to the house was between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. So, fast forward, come to find out he got a whole girlfriend and kids at the house. Because now she didn't come to his house. So one day she called the house and the girl was in the background showing out tripping and she at home showing out tripping. So we go over because I went with her because I didn't want to go by herself because I didn't want to get hurt. Her and the guy that I was friends with from college, we went with her. He wouldn't even open the door. They standing out. We just standing there looking at each other like, and she's cussing through the door. So he won't open the door and he said he gonna call the police. So I'm like, let's go. I ain't got time for that. We get outside. She picks up a brick, a square brick, y'all. Hear me. Because I swear, I feel like this is lying. I swear. She picked up a square brick. Now I don't know what voodoo, magic, hoodoo, uh, she whispered into this brick, but she took this square brick, tossed it. She didn't even throw it hard. Tossed it at the back of the car. The brick, look at me, look at my eyeballs. On everything I love. That brick rolled up the trunk, up the window, cracked the back window, across the top of the car, down the driver's the window in the front, cracked that window, rolled off the front of the car, bounced, hit the car next to it, and dented the hubcap in the car next to it. This bitch had a $1,500 bill. So no. I promise you, if y'all would have saw that, that would have looked like some Hollywood science fiction effects voodoo rock. That's that was. It was voodoo rock. I don't know what happened. What happened? I don't know. I did my body work for many years. Repaired a truck that had been vandalized. Somebody keyed the truck, peeled off the teeth. Oh. I am not exaggerating, Asia. I promise you on everything. I don't know what that brought. I don't know what kind of momentum. I'm telling y'all, that was the ancestors. That was all the ancestors who done got their damn heart broke, put their spirit into that goddamn brick. That brick rolled up the back of the trunk. When she hit the trunk, it bounced and it dented that trunk. It rolled up the window. It cracked the window. It bounced. When it bounced, it hit the window, cracked the window, rolled up the top of the thing, kept going. We watched it. Me and the guy was standing there like this. Y'all see that, bro? Why the fuck is it still going? It was like she was skipping rocks. That one rock was skipping like a rock on water. Rolled down the front, cracked his what is that called, baby? What is the front window called? What's that called, y'all? The windshield. Cracked his windshield. This was an old car. Cracked his windshield. Rolled down the hood of the car. Bounced off the ground. And hit the car next to him. And dented the hubcap in the car. She had a $1,500 bill that she had to pay him back for. So that is why I don't touch nobody car. Because I'm telling you, you catch the right person on the right day, they can do some damage with a little bit of stuff. Y'all need to go to DC TikTok and look at the TikTok she did. The girl that told this boy called up, but then she put liar. Instead of liar, she put lair. She done spray painted lair on the side of his car twice. Oh, dude, so what happened? What happened? After all that, her and the girl get on the phone and talk for hours. And then the girl called back talking about how she gonna kill herself and she gonna kill everybody. I said, baby, look here. Now, this is back in the day when I was froggy about it. I said, look here now. Y'all can talk all y'all want to. But if you come up in this house and I'm here, don't do that. Don't do that. I said, because you're not going to get out. You're not going to get a chance to unalive. You're not going to get a chance to kill yourself. Because you're not going to make it about here. Because I'm not her. I'm not going to sit up here and talk to y'all all this time. I don't care. If you ain't married to him and she doing it, that's on y'all. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But that's between y'all, you and him. That still ain't, she ain't got nothing to do with you. You need to talk to him. He the one coming over here. She talked to me. Let's talk to me. I'm like, why are you talking to people that you're not having sex with? The only person that you need to figure out in this equation is the man you keep calling your boyfriend. Fast forward, y'all. Fast forward. I want to say 10 years, 10, 12 years later, I'm singing at somebody's wedding. If this waterhead boy ain't in the what's the thing called? He is in the crowd. What's it called, baby? The people that attended the wedding.
The wedding party?
Yeah, no, he wasn't in the wedding party. He was just at the wedding.
Oh, he was a guest.
He was a guest at the wedding. So I come out. We coming out. I'm looking my cuteness. It's back in the day, like I said. He said, "Hey," I said, "Hey." He said, "You look good." I said, "Hell, you called me fat before, so I must be." Oh, yay. He said, "I should have talked to you." No, the hell you shouldn't. You talked to the right one. You talked to the right one, baby. And then the church looking at me like, I'm like, why would I talk to him? That thing, look here. Look here. If me and the girls going back and forth, bitch, 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 ain't no man about to call me no bitch in my face. Ain't no man about to call me no fat bitch and then turn around and talk about I should have hit that. Hit what? A fat bitch? I'm gonna take my fat ass on out this door. You go over there with your no ass wife and leave me the hell alone. How about that? Then I saw him again. All right, Shelly, you have a good one. Then I saw him again a few years later with the same girl and all them 5 and 6 kids he got. I was like, baby. We was going to the restaurant at the same time. And it was just me and one other person. And it was him and like 6, 7 folks. So he had to wait. So I was over there eating and enjoying my food. And he's sitting over there looking miserable. You shouldn't have been. You shouldn't have been looking. Karma has a way, baby. Karma has a way. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that if you do let karma do its job, it will do its job in all its beautiful glory. Because that little bit of stuff we do when we get revenge on somebody, that little bit of stuff we do when we try to be ugly to somebody and try to get some get back to somebody, that little stuff is nothing. That is short term, short lived, and you're not happy after it's done. If you're going to bust somebody's windows out, you should be sitting at the house chilling. Waiting for the call. Talking about, did you bust my windows out? And then you can start lying. I ain't bust none. You good. So if whatever you doing to this person does not make you feel better, then you shouldn't be doing it. Because all you doing is hurting yourself. If you can't bust out windows and then go home and go on a date, then you should let them windows alone. If you go flatten some tires and still come home crying, then you should left them tires alone. If you get on the phone talking to his wife or his girlfriend or her husband or her boyfriend, then you should have left that person alone. Because you not only hurt yourself, you hurt somebody else at that point. So if none of the physical stuff that you can do, if none of the revenge and vengeance that you can wreak havoc on will make you happy, will satisfy you, will even out the score, then don't do it because you're hurting yourself. So now you done busted out windows and you still sitting over there crying over his sorry ass. And now you got to pay for the windows. If you still sitting over there and can't go on a date and crying over this man after you done flattened his tires, then now you got to be crying and paying for some tires. If you done stalked this girl and you still sitting over there crying, if you done went to her job and got her fired, or you done called her boyfriend and told her boyfriend that you decided to do what, but you still sitting over at the house miserable, looking at pictures in your phone of this girl, then you should have left her alone. Because if what you're doing does not even up the score, if what you're doing does not make it solid, does not make it square, then you shouldn't be doing it. Because then you're just doing something to hurt this person and not the way they hurt you. Because my thing is this. Now, baby, and I've told baby this. In my younger days, my older days now, I just go about my business. I go be sad. I'm good. I'm cool with being sad because I know I can get out of the sadness. But my younger days, if you want to cheat and be a hoe, okay. Oh, really? So you want to do that to me? So let me do this to you. Let me go get your homeboy. Let me go sit on your homegirl face. I'm gonna get the get back. I'm not gonna sit up there and bust out the tires on the car because car didn't do nothing but ride me around. I'm not gonna sit up there and bust the windows out of the car because the windows didn't do nothing but keep me cool. If you the problem, then I'm gonna go have sex with your brother or your sister or your daddy or your mama. And then I'm gonna go home. And I'm gonna feel better. Because the car didn't cheat on me. Your girlfriend didn't cheat on me. The girl you was dealing with didn't cheat on me. The boy you was dealing with didn't cheat on me. You did. You did. If you over there playing with somebody's heart, busting out somebody's windows is not going to get your get back. Busting out somebody's windows is not going to make you feel better. Keying somebody's car, tearing up somebody's clothes, messing up somebody's game, putting bleach in their shit, messing up their tennis shoes, messing up their wigs, messing with their makeup. None of that is going to do you feel any better because guess what? The shoes, the clothes, the makeup, the wig, the weave, the hair, the PlayStation, did none of that have sex with you. That person did. But I bet there's a person that person don't want you having sex with. Strap it up. Let's go. I'm about to show you why your homeboy didn't come home a lot of time. I'm about to show you why your homeboy was over at my house all the time. I'm about to show you why your homegirl was calling me when she should have been calling a girlfriend. The one she cheating on me with. I'm not about to sit up there and mess somebody's clothes and shit up. Because they didn't do nothing to me. I've never understood that kind of get back. If you're going to get back somebody, get back at what they did. If you stole my car, I'm going to steal your car. You snatched my purse, I'm going to steal your wallet. You stole my dog, I'm going to steal your cat. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you stole my purse, I'm not going to go shoot up your house. That makes no sense to me. And when you put people's lives in danger because of some heartbreak, that's basically what you're doing. You want to get them? Get them. Don't get stuff. I'm going to shoot the car. I'm going to do it. No, they didn't have nothing to do with you. This person over here did what they did. And I bet this person got a person they don't want to know how awesome you are. I bet there's a person. Well, not for me now. Not for me now. I've never had to do that. That's just look here, I ain't gonna lie. That's my thought process. I've never had to do that. I've never had to enact my thought process. But that's my thought process. I'm just not gonna lie to you. I'd be stupid to lie to you. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you that if I'm feeling some get back and I feel like I need to get back at you for doing something heartbreakingly, I am not going to go tell your mama, get you fired from your job or make a bill that I don't need. Why would I do that? That don't make no sense. I'm like, I believe in what you give out is what you get back. I've always believed that. I give no more, no less if I'm going to do it. Now, every situation does not warrant revenge. Every situation does not warrant vindication because some situations just are what they are. But I'm not going to put your life in danger because you're a better hoe than I thought you was. I'm going to just go out hoe you. And then when that person started calling my phone And then when that person started telling you all the stuff you was telling them, then I will have my vindication. And guess what? No tires were lost. No clothes were bleached. Nothing but feelings was hurt. Now, this is not a tutorial. Do not listen to me because everybody can't do that. Everybody, there are some people who attach feelings to sex. And if you're a person who attaches feelings to sex, please do not play sex games. If you know that you're a person who attaches love to sex, who doesn't know there's a difference, who doesn't understand that everybody you have sex with is not somebody you're going to be in love with, please don't play sex games. Please don't get out here using your stuff as a weapon when you ain't got no bullets, when it's just an empty weapon. If you know that you fall in love, if the coochie good, if the ding ding good, if you know you fall in love, please don't be out here playing these games because you're going to get hurt. And not in a physical way. Your spirit is going to be hurt. Your soul is going to be snatched. And not in a good way. But you also need to talk to somebody and figure out a way to understand that just because somebody has sex with you doesn't mean they love you. Just because somebody wants to have sex with you doesn't even mean they like you a lot. Let that marinate. A lot of people can separate sex from feelings. But they always choose that person that can't to do it to. We have got to start being self-aware. We have got to start taking responsibility for stuff. Because if we don't, people, if we don't start taking responsibility for the things that can keep us happy, how are we going to expect anybody else to make us happy? If we don't do what we got to do for ourselves. It's okay to be alone. It's okay not to be in a relationship. That doesn't make you less of a person. It's okay to like somebody who don't like you, but you can't put your feelings on somebody else. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to fall for somebody. It's okay. It's okay to It's even okay to close yourself off for a little while and shut your stuff down to protect yourself and guard your heart. All that's okay. You don't have to have a man or a woman to make you a whole person. And that's how the people that use those particular situations, that's how they get y'all. Or get us. I'm in that category. That's how they get us. It's okay to be suspicious. It's okay to doubt somebody. It's okay to think every man and every woman is just alike if that's what you got to do to protect yourself. It is not okay to force your feelings on somebody else. Get mad when that person doesn't feel the same way and then want everybody else to be mad with that person because your feelings got hurt. But here's the thing, nobody ever pays attention to. Your feelings are yours. They're not mine. They're not the person next door. They're not the people on the internet. Those are your feelings. It is not my job to regulate them. Save the tires. Yes, save the tires. It is not my job to regulate them. It is not my job to fix them. It is not my job to fluff them up and make them better. We have got to learn that our feelings are ours. And you know what? I'm telling you, it took me a minute to accept that. You've got to start accepting that our feelings are ours and everybody doesn't feel the way we do. Everybody doesn't look at things the way we do. Whew. I'm going on almost 2 hours on him, my lovelies. It is an hour and 49 minutes. And I just had to get that out. As always, I'm going to recap. Because you may just be coming in on this in the middle and don't know what I'm talking about. I started this. The reason I say it, sometimes you got to get off the fence. Because in social media and having any kind of following, the few followers that we have, there's a certain amount of responsibility you have to know that there's a part of your life that is no longer private. That being said, there are certain aspects of your life that you should work like hell to keep private. And if we're not good enough for the happy parts of your relationship, if we're not good enough for the dates and the gifts and the courting and the long phone calls and the sweet texts, then we're not good enough for your breakup and your heartbreak and your pain. I don't want that. If you can't give me the whole story, don't give me half of the story. If you can't give me the good part of the story, please don't bring your ragged ass sad part of the story and then want me to feel bad for you. And in process, you make millions of survivors of sexual assault and rape feel some kind of way because you equate your hurt feelings with their actual trauma and pain. Stop it. Stop it. As always, comment down below. Watch the video and comment whatever you want. From now on, I'm with women. I'm with black women. I'm with black people. And I'm with children. That's it. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't get up here don't get up here crying to me talking about you hearing my feelings. And he hurt my feelings. Somebody hurt my feelings. What you want a cookie? You want us to go get some cookies and ice cream together? If you can't tell me about all the good stuff that got up to the hurt feelings, don't come in here trying to make me sad with you. I'm trying to get over my hurt feelings. So, in the comments down below, you can comment anything you want. Comment another topic if you want to expand on this topic. If you liked or didn't like what I said, feel free. Share this video. Because that's the only way our shit gonna grow. That's the only way our platform is gonna grow. Is y'all share the video and people start subscribing and listening to Real Talk and Bingo and vlogs and everything else. So share the video out. Like the video. Because, hey, if you wanted to watch it and you watched the whole thing, then you liked it. Hit that notification bell so that every time we drop a video go live, you guys can join us. Tomorrow is bingo. Y'all know how bingo rolls. I don't know if baby, you and Leilani doing something else tomorrow?
Yeah.
Leilani, and it's on our channel or on Leilani's channel?
Ours.
All right. Leilani will be getting started on our channel tomorrow. I have no idea what time. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for supporting me, everybody in the chat. I want to thank all my moderators for keeping things going. I want to thank everybody who was talking. Dark voices, you got me rolling. I'm saving the tires from now on. Y'all know what save the tires mean. Thank you, dark voices. I want to thank everybody who in the chat who participated. Morning time. All right. Sometime in the morning. So I guess that's before 12. I don't know. So, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I want to thank all my moderators who came in and made sure the chat rolled smoothly. I want to thank everybody who was talking in the chat with me. I want to thank everybody who spent whatever little time y'all spent with me today because y'all took time out of y'all day to hang out with me, and I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate it. So like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that every time you drop a video go live, you guys can join us. This your girl Lisa. This is Real Talk. And sometimes, baby, you got to get off that fence and pick a side. I'm out. Bye, y'all.
What's wrong, baby?